From the west, we now go to the southern part of Africa, where a full bench in High Court in Johannesburg is expected to hear the urgent interdict brought by President Cyril Ramaphosa to halt an attempt by his predecessor, Jacob Zuma, to institute a private prosecution against him. Zuma issued a summons against Ramaphosa in December, describing him as an accessory in the leaking of his medical records by journalist Karen Maughan and state prosecutor Billy Downer in the arms deal trial. Ramaphosa has previously said the summons are defective and of no merit. Meanwhile, spokesperson of the Jacob Zuma Foundation, Jimmy Manyi, says they will only accept a ruling against them if it is in line with the law.
Headway, they've been busy with something that is very straightforward, but they're not getting into any answer. The acting public protector has been busy without no headway. So he now wants the court to be in the same space of shying away from holding him accountable. This is absurd.
Will you accept the outcome?
Only if it's lawful. But if it's a cooked outcome, we will not accept. We'll accept an outcome that is in line with the Constitution. What we have here is a situation where we're dealing with a motion court. We're dealing with a civil court that is asked to overturn something that is supposed to be happening in a criminal court. That alone should be an anomaly. You as media should be asking, how is it possible that a civil court can overturn something that is in the timetable of the criminal court? This is absurd. So any outcome here that does not fit the Constitution will definitely not be accepted.
To discuss this, we are joined by constitutional law expert, Advocate Paul Hoffman. Good afternoon, Advocate Hoffman. Thank you for joining us on the news. Judgment is expected. What should we see at the end of the day?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewers as well. Thank you for the opportunity. What we had in court today was the first hearing in a combined civil matter in which today the sitting president Ramaphosa sought to interdict his predecessor Zuma from privately prosecuting him as an accessory after the fact in a private prosecution he is already bringing against the prosecution official and a journalist who have, so he says, broken the law by sharing his confidential medical records. He seeks in the private prosecution to prove that the sitting president of South Africa is an accessory after the fact. What we had today, 3 points were on the table for the judges. It was the first hearing in the matter. We will have a judgment at 9:30 a.m. on Monday, South African time. So the judges are not wasting their time considering the matter. They will determine 3 points. The first, which your insert from Jimmy Manyi suggests, is whether the civil court, because it was a full bench of the civil court, has jurisdiction to hear the matter, whether it should be dealt with in criminal courts. I think that the court will have very little difficulty coming to the conclusion that the civil courts do have jurisdiction over unauthorized prosecutions. The second point will be whether the court regards the matter as sufficiently urgent to justify a hearing during the court vacation on short notice. That one could go either way, but I suspect that because two presidents, or previous president and current president, are involved in the matter, that it will be accorded an urgent hearing. And then the third issue is whether or not the ex-president should be interdicted from privately prosecuting the sitting president pending the hearing of a review application in the same court, the same Gauteng High Court, that entertained the matter today.
Okay, let me interject quickly for those who might not be following the politics in South Africa. There are some concerns about prosecuting a sitting president. What is the explanation for that?
Yes, I think that in South Africa, we have a Bill of Rights that says that everybody is equal before the law. So there is no provision in our law that sitting presidents are in any way exempt from being prosecuted. They are not royal game. They are like everybody else. Equality before the law means that the law is applied equally to all citizens in South Africa.
Let's talk about the timing of this private prosecution on the eve of the ANC 55th conference. What was Mr. Zuma trying to do and why, in your thinking?
What he was trying to do was nobble the candidacy of Ramaphosa for president of the ANC. And he did so latching on to a rule that the ANC has, which says that no member who is facing criminal prosecution can stand for office in the ANC. Ramaphosa stood, successfully so, for the office of president of the ANC, and the timing of the private prosecution and the issuing of the summons on the eve of the ANC conference was clearly designed to prejudice in fact, to prevent Ramaphosa from being eligible to stand. But that was simply swept aside by the conference, and he was elected with a larger majority than he enjoyed back in 2017.
Advocate Hoffman, thank you for speaking with us. We expect to circle back to you when we hear the verdict. Thanks again.
Till Monday.